What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for this video I wanted to share some gameplay with you guys using X23, one of the brand new characters that we got as a part of update 3.7. As you guys can see, I have her at level 60, 6-star mastery, and in case you guys are wondering how I got her built up so fast, I did in fact complete all of the event battles right here. And I actually had to rank up my Wolverine's uniform to rare, something I never thought I would ever do, because as you guys can see, for the very last reward here, you get 80 bios for X23. So I had to do that, and if you want to get her bios from there, you're gonna need to do the same. So unfortunately, for those of you guys who didn't buy Wolverine's uniform, you're gonna need to buy it, and you're gonna need to get it to at least rare. That is very unfortunate, especially since tickets don't work on that uniform. However, after that, I did use a lot of the tickets that we got from the update and ranked her up all the way to 6-star. Right now, this is what she's looking like. Gears are at 15, and this is where the real grind begins, because after you get her to level 60, 6-star mastery, gears at 15, if you used any of her bios to rank up your gears, you're not going to have much left in order to build her up. So you're gonna either need to buy the relay package from the store, which it's good that you have a way to get her from the store, so I can't hate on Netmarble for that. These featured sales for her are absolute crap, so I would not suggest buying those. But then again, all of the X-Men selector packs have always been pretty terrible, but you have a way to get her. If you don't want to spend money, you're gonna have to get it from the processor in here, from the X gene selector right here. And you can see right here what you can get. There's not that many characters in there, so you have a higher chance of getting X23 than you would when you're looking at these other classes. So you can play around with this, but the drop rate is not very kind, so you're gonna be grinding for a very long time. However, you do have a free-to-play way and you do have a premium way, so take your pick, boys. X23. This is what we're going to do with her today. We're going to take her into Shadowland, and we're going to see how well she performs at level 60 with her gears at 15. The one thing I got to say, though, I'm kind of disappointed that she's a speed character, because that means her DPS and HP pool is not going to be as big as someone like Wolverine. Granted, Wolverine is a tier 2 native, but because she's a speed type, she already gets dinged for that, because speed types don't generally have very high physical attack or very high HP pools. However, what they usually have is lots of iframe, and she does in fact have what looks to be 3 complete iframes on her 5, her 4, and her 3, which is great, because of the fact that she has an amazing 4-star passive that heals her as soon as she goes below 99%. So if you jump into an iframe after you get hit, you're back at 100%. Crazy stuff. And her 4-star passive is actually better than Wolverine's 4-star passive, because she actually gives herself an attack buff on top of getting the heal. As you guys can see, she gets the same exact heal as Wolverine. However, she's getting an attack buff, which, like I said, since she's a speed type, she definitely needs it. She also gets all speed buff, a crit rate buff, so definitely a very cool 4-star passive. Her tier 2 passive is not as good as Wolverine's, but what did you really expect? Wolverine is a hardened veteran, and she's just a young girl. Still very good passive, and I can't wait to tier 2 her. The leadership is exactly the same as Wolverine. So for this one, let's go ahead and jump into the build details and have some fun with her. I'm really excited that she finally made it into this game. As you guys can see, I did put some work into the build. Attack speed is at 120, which is probably about as high as you want it, simply because once she gets below 99%, which she won't be majority of the fight, she'll get that extra 10% all attack, all speed, and crit rate. That will put you up to 130. As you guys can see, 45% crit rate, 142 for critical damage, 43% for ignore defense, and 47% for reduced cooldown duration. That is what makes me sad, because you guys already know I prioritize skill cooldown over all else. I did in fact roll skill cooldown for the last slot right here, but I think I need to get it to about 17 or 18 in order to max out her skill cooldown. The rotation that you're going to see me use here is going to be like 5, 4, 3. Maybe I'll use the 2 and then right back into 5. Very easy character to play, and because of her long iframes and the heal, It's very simple, and you really can't die with her. But keep in mind, since she is a speed type, her defenses is not that high, so you can get a lot of burst damage dealt to you, and then you're gonna have to hide in your iframes to kind of heal back. Okay, I got Power Fang Hulk for her simply because that is the one that I rolled first. But if you get Overdrive, go for it. She's going to be amazing. And to be honest, based on the little time I've had her, I've been testing her, and she looks like she's definitely going to be top 5 in the speed class for me. She's not going to be better than Quicksilver. She's not going to be better than Miguel. Probably not going to be better than Spider-Man in his hobo uniform if you have him completely decked out in something like PvP. But if we're talking strictly PvE, I definitely see the potential for her to do very well in ABX. So that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to testing with her. No Obelisk just yet, but once I play around with her, it's probably going to be something like crit damage and a hopefully 200% damage proc. But if you love her, you can most definitely give her a CTP of energy and bring a whole new level of pain to the competition. So let's go ahead and jump in here, and we're gonna go up against the Guardians of the Galaxy simply because we have Gamora in here, and if we're sloppy and we get hit with the bleed, that will be a good way to test her survivability a little bit. So let's go ahead and grab X23 here, and let's do it. All right, let's do it, baby girl. Like, I absolutely love how fast she attacks. Jeez. Looks like there's like 5 of her when she's attacking with the 5 skill because of how fast she's attacking. She's definitely going to be a character that will excel in all game modes because of her skill set, because of all the iframes and the healing. She'll definitely excel in PvE and PvP. So if you're new to the game, she definitely is one of the first characters you should be building. Let's see if Gamora can find an opportunity. And her 5 skill is actually very similar to Wolverine's, where regardless of how far the enemy are on the map, when she does the very last part of her skill, they will get hit. So I can definitely see her being very good at ad control and killing the mobs in something like ABX. 4 skill is very similar to Wolverine's. At the end there, where he usually does the uppercut, she kind of does like a downward cut. And the 2 skill is very similar as well, where she kind of like teleports through you kind of thing. Kind of reminiscent of Wolverine in the uniform. And there you have it, guys. First look at X23, one of the new characters from update 3.7. I gotta say, I am very impressed with her, and I'm actually very impressed with how easy Netmarble made it to get her initial startup bios. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes with these event battles and see how often they come around, and hopefully we can get Nova, Blue Marvel, and Anti-Man bios by the same means as well, or at least the first 150 for them, because a lot of people will definitely benefit from those. After that, hopefully they can put them in a selector similar to what they're doing with X23, and those of us who want to pay have an opportunity to pay to get them. But that's all I have to say for this one, guys. Like always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, and I'm gone.